Hello world, welcome to the Fonz's office. Today I am here with Tylor Ninja Nicholson, fresh off his victory at the Muay Thai World Cup 2 COVID relief event. That went down July 18th in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Tylor Nicholson, welcome back to the Fonz's office.
How's it going, man?
I'm doing great, my man. How are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. I feel good. My elbow's a little bit sore. You can kind of see it's a bit swollen, but other than that, I'm fine.
Awesome, my man. Awesome. I see that you're not alone today. You got your cousin there. Would you like to give a little introduction?
Yeah. So during the last few years, Ryan moved back to BC, and he's trained with us and the Titan Fight team on and off pretty much, I'd say, for 4 years now.
Nice.
3 years, something like that. But because we were shut inside, Ryan Schmidt has been like my main training partner multiple times a day for a fight, a professional fight, and he's never fought before or even competed, but he's kind of got to a point now where he's able to train with us and still get work in and actually still help out.
Man, that is awesome. And for him to be able to be there for you with your training to help you out in this COVID-19 time where getting training partners that are there for you all the time is getting very challenging. So this is absolutely awesome. Ryan Schmidt, welcome to the Fonz's office, my man. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, man. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. Thank you for coming down as well. How is it for you being training partner for Tylor Nicholson in the Ninja Gym there?
Yeah, it's awesome, to be honest. I get an opportunity to train myself, but also help him with the fight. But yeah, we work out multiple times a day, and that helps me as well. So I really enjoy it. We both get something out of it, right?
Excellent, excellent. And for the fans out there in the world who are not aware yet, Tylor Ninja Nicholson went into the Muay Thai World Cup 2 event out in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. He fought a man by the name of Louis Grover, and he ended up closing out the show at the 1 minute 56-second mark of the very first round. Congratulations, Tylor Nicholson, on earning that tough victory. And man, you looked outstanding in that performance. How did you do it, my man?
Yeah, so it was a difficult training camp just because I was restricted from being able to go to things like the pools, hot tubs, saunas, and training with all the different fighters at Titan. We weren't allowed to do that either. So I was lucky enough to pull some people into my own home gym and managed to pull off a training camp there. I have a new strength coach, Luca, and a sprinting coach, Nabil, who I met up with twice a week for the 3 to 4 weeks before the fight when it got signed.
Right.
And they helped with cardio and conditioning. I was doing pads and sparring and doing like martial arts style workouts, boxing, kickboxing, Muay Thai, a lot at home, 2 to 3 times a day. I had a couple training partners like Jason Giroux and Skylar Gullickson, who came over pretty much every second day and basically let me beat them up to get ready for this fight.
Perfect.
So, and Ryan included.
Yeah.
So, realistically, it was difficult. I had to get multiple COVID tests for this fight.
Right.
I had to get one the week of the fight and didn't find out until the week of. And that's not on the promotion. It was just the commissions needed us to get it done and kind of surprised not just us, but the promotion as well.
Absolutely.
So they got in contact with us, and we had to go and do that and get the results and, get out to Calgary, kind of get situated, figure everything out. Once I got out there, though, I knew everything was going to get figured out, and I was pretty relaxed. I just kind of took everything in stride. I didn't let anything stress me out. And even leading right up into the fight itself, my heart rate never went up really. I was super calm. When we got in the ring, I could actually hear my opponent breathing when we were doing the face-off, and he was breathing through his nose very deeply and loudly, and I couldn't hear my own breath. My heart was fucking pretty still. I was pretty calm and relaxed, and I had a feeling that he was nervous and he was very tense, and I wasn't. I was nice and loose, and I think that showed pretty early on in the fight.
Yeah, absolutely it did. I had the honor and pleasure of being able to meet up with you a couple times in the week leading up to your fight. And that was one of the things that I noticed right away, was how calm and how prepared you were for this fight. Yeah, you weren't going into this cold. You were going into this with a relatively decent fight camp taking place in your own home gym. And that definitely played out in your performance that we got to see. Now, with the fight in Calgary, this was an outdoor event, and the sun was beating down on you guys. Like, it looked like it was sweltering hot out there. And I can only imagine that the canvas was twice as hot as what the air temperature was. How was that for you, and how did that play into your performance?
So I only felt the heat one time during the fight. I landed a bit of a flurry and he backed off, and I took a step and my foot was really hot for a second. So I started hopping on the spot, and as soon as maybe 3 or 4 seconds later, I didn't feel the heat at all. Only during those 3 little hops. You can see it in the video somewhere.
I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna rewatch it and look for
those little hops, and I only did that because I was nervous of burning my feet. But my feet, I just felt heat once. I hopped a couple times, and I wasn't in there long enough to burn my feet, to be honest.
No, and that's where I was kind of leading at with that question. Did the heat and the temperature there, did that play an aspect into you wanting to finish the fight quickly, or was that part of the game plan going in, that you just wanted to get in and out anyways?
No, so because of mine and Louis' MMA fight ending so fast and the way it did, I gave him the benefit of the doubt. I expected him to come in and be better and to be a guy that would push me if need be. I was ready to go 5 rounds, 5 hard rounds. I trained very hard on my conditioning and cardio.
Yeah.
There was a point during training camp where I did 16 rounds straight with 15-second breaks in between 16 3-minute rounds.
Nice.
And only had 15-second breaks in between all of them. There's times where I can outlast all my other training partners when it comes to sparring. Not necessarily running or sprinting yet, but I was ready to go and fight hard the whole time. When I landed the first front kick to the face, I seen his eyes change, and I knew that I could finish the fight. It was just a matter of putting my shots together. I didn't want to hit him get rocked and then run in and get hit with something, or run into an elbow, or lose my cool and just not look professional. The whole point of this fight was to go in to make a statement for the promotion, but also to make a statement for my coaches and teammates, to show them I may have had kind of a downward spiral in my MMA career, but I don't give up. I'm still dedicated. And I believe that the next time I fight in MMA, the same realization and the same type of performance is going to come. People are going to realize I'm not messing around. For the first time in my entire fight career, I'm now taking the necessary steps that a lot of other guys did that I kind of refused to. I don't like lifting weights. I don't like running. I don't like doing a lot of this stuff, but I'm now doing it. After my fight in Thailand, when I went into the back, I made a decision, and I fought a big, strong dude out there, man. The guy had 40 pounds on me.
Right.
And
that was a surprise to you, if I'm not mistaken. They sprung
that
on you.
Yeah, I was 2 fights away when I seen the guy I was fighting.
The guy was a monster. It was
it
was ridiculous.
Yeah, we were making jokes about how him and Keenan Keller should be fighting.
Yeah,
not me.
I heard those jokes too, and that's a very appropriate assessment as well.
Yeah.
So Ryan, you were in Thailand with Tylor as well, am I correct?
Yeah, I was with them through Southeast Asia, so I saw that fight, and it was the same for us. Like, we were throughout the whole process of him training, we were expecting the guy to be, roughly the same size, and we're in Thailand, so we understand, like it's a little bit off sometimes.
Yes.
But that dude was like a monster, man. It was ridiculous. It was
Wow.
yeah.
What did you
A
think?
good analogy is to like Keenan, right? Like he was
Right.
literally that size. Yeah.
Was this the first time that you've made it over to Thailand?
Yeah, that was my first time as well. Yeah.
What did you think of their different style that they do over there for teaching genuine Thai?
Oh, it's definitely different. I didn't go obviously as much as Tylor did, but I did go in Thailand with him. And there was another buddy, Robbie, who was out there as well. He fights. I don't know if you know him, but yeah, I went with them, and it's a totally different experience the way they train and everything about it. But it was still fun, and it was really cool.
Awesome. And that whole experience out there, the genuine Thai fighting and Thai training, that definitely it appeared to me that came across also in this fight of yours, Tylor, last weekend. And I saw some pure Thai form out of you in that fight. That keep kick was absolutely beautiful. I'd like to comment on that, because that was a thing of beauty, man.
Thank you. So for me, it's hard to explain. Like, I went out to Thailand, we were in Asia, and when we got to Thailand, and I started training out there, for me, it was more repetition of stuff I've already done at home over and over and over. But the difference is like, people in Canada complain about a lot. There's like, you're sick or you're hurt or this and that. And I've been one of them many times. But out there, there's no complaints. There's no talking back. Like, being a foreigner, they already expect you to give up during training at some point. So I kind of went with the mentality of like, I got to prove to these guys that I'm not just some like whiner from Canada that wants to come and be a tourist. Like, I really want to fight. And I wanted to show them that like I was dedicated and could do their style of fighting. So I trained completely as like a noob in a sense. I went in, said, yes, sir. Just did what I was told. And it's a lot of repetition training. So you're doing 5 rounds of kicking on the bag, 5 rounds of conditioning, like workouts, 5 rounds of pads, 5 rounds of teeps only, 5 rounds of punches only on the tires. And then you do like 5 straight rounds of clinching, like 5-minute rounds clinching nonstop with these guys. And like I was able to hold my own in the gym. You know what I mean? I'm not a Thai, so like there was times where the little dudes were throwing me around just like everyone.
Yeah.
But I understand their style of fighting, and I'm a fighter who luckily is able to switch up the way that I fight. I can kickbox, I can box, I can do MMA, and I can do Muay Thai, and they're all different sports. And a lot of people think, oh, well, it's all fighting, but there is a certain way of doing each different sport and having success in them.
I agree.
One thing that I thought was cool about that, not even just Thailand, but the Asia trip, though, is he trained hard in every country, which was like, so like Malaysia, Singapore, like Indonesia, really hard in Indonesia, like all over the place, right? Lots of different, he had got a lot of training, and I think that experience, Vietnam,
Wow.
That experience, bringing that experience back, I think was probably huge.
Absolutely.
I have 4 gyms out in Asia that if I'm ever in those areas, they're kind of like my home gym there. You know what I mean?
Well,
there was a place in Malaysia called Merican Muay Thai, and Saiful Merican owns the gym. He's a 1FC fighter, and I trained with a guy there, Mohammed Amane, and he's super cool. I've stayed in contact with him over my entire trip.
Yeah, looks like just your audio.
Sorry, I just got a phone. I had to hang up.
Oh, that's okay.
So when we were in Indonesia, in Bali, I trained at a gym called Fight Right Muay Thai. And that's kind of like my new family out there, in a sense. I trained there, I'd say the most, to be honest, over like the longest period of time.
Okay.
The first day I went there, they they said that most of the foreigners they've dealt with were pretty arrogant, and I was really humble, and they liked me. So they invited me to stay at the gym, and I got to have, they brought out like 6-7 plates of food, a couple shots of this Balinese like moonshine
Okay.
called
Yeah.
Arak. And then like just kind of told me like the history of like Balinese culture, and explained his Balinese tattoos that he had. And I ended up kind of becoming like a member of the team unofficially. I gave the coach a Titan shirt, and he gave me one of their t-shirts for free as well. And when we
Man.
went to Thailand, we did a visa run back to Bali, and I went and trained with them and seen them while I was there again. Same as Vietnam, there was a fight team out there that I went and trained with a couple times. All really, really cool dudes. Same thing. I went out for like tea and I can't remember the name of this food, but I went out with them after as well.
Okay.
And then Sinlap Muay Thai in Thailand was where our training partner, Robbie Sound, was living. He was living in Thailand and training at this gym while we were traveling around Asia. So we went and met up with him, trained at his gym, and the coach there, PO, was my cornerman and main coach for the fight. And my main training partner is a guy named T, and he's maybe like 5 inches shorter than me, like 10 pounds less than me, and the little guy would throw me around all the time.
Right.
So I ended up making kind of friends in places where, like, if I am ever back in those areas, I have a couple gyms that I can just go stop in, say hi to people I know, and train again.
Man, that is absolutely wonderful. What a wonderful experience that is. You earned a lot of respect on that trip, and that just shows in the character that you are. And that's one of the things that really attracted me to you as a fan to a fighter, was that respect that I saw in you immediately from the very first time that I saw you compete. Your elbow's acting up a little bit.
I keep trying to like rest on my elbow, but it's super swollen. It hurts.
Was that a kick that you blocked in the fight?
No.
What is the elbow? What started the
from,
injury on the elbow?
As blunt force trauma to his dome.
That was from the elbow strike.
Oh yeah, I landed, I'd say probably like 8 or 10 elbows through. If you watch and count,
yeah.
There was 6 to 10 elbows that were super solid.
Yeah.
I landed quite strong.
Yeah, nice, man. And that's wow, man. That's a testament to the strength and the conditioning that you did, as well as with the appropriate techniques that you used to throw those elbows as well. And man, what a fight. I'm still actually reveling in it. I watched it again this morning, and I absolutely loved it. My arms, the hair tingling on my arms, just like it did when I was watching it live. And you know what, my man? I'm a fan of cannabis. I think, if I'm not mistaken, that you gentlemen may partake every once in a while. And if you are okay with it, I would like to have a celebratory pull from my little celebration bong here while I got you with me. If you gentlemen are willing to partake with me, let's have a little celebratory puff and celebrate Tylor Ninja Nicholson's victory. Sweet. Are you down for that?
Yep. I got this here.
Oh, yeah. Congratulations to Tylor Ninja Nicholson on the victory at the Muay Thai World Cup COVID relief event. Now, my man, you had mentioned a few different disciplines that you compete in. One of those disciplines that I...
One sec, quickly. I kind of gave credit to all these other gyms and all these coaches and everything, but I don't want to leave out the fact that when it comes down to it, everything I did on Saturday is stuff that I've trained and practiced with Ken Tran, the head striking coach at Titan Training Center, over the last few years. I actually went and watched a couple of my other fights, and if you look, all of the cool strikes and all the techniques that I did, I've thrown in other fights, in MMA fights that were harder to land because of grappling factors, stuff like that. In my amateur Muay Thai fights, I just wasn't allowed to knee people in the face and land elbows.
Right.
But even in MMA fights, like I said, this is stuff I've been doing for a while. The only difference was I've been training differently since I fought in Thailand, right? I fought January 30th, I believe it was. Yeah, January 30th.
January, yeah.
And I've been training very differently ever since then. I'm a lot stronger. I'm a lot faster. I've been doing my stretching that I used to a few years back that I kind of had gotten out of. My diet is on point. I've been taking, it's not like I take a truckload of supplements, but I actually have been taking different vitamins and a couple extra supplements that are helping.
Okay.
Just protein, glutamine, stuff your body actually needs. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I'm taking the fighting a lot more serious. And again, part of this was to show my coaches that even though I have had time off from the gym, I've been in Asia and all this stuff, like I'm training very serious. And as far as MMA goes, I'm definitely looking to make a comeback and make a big statement in my next fight. But like I said, when it comes down to it, the credit, like, for my fighting really goes to my coaches and the training programs that we have at Titan MMA, now Titan Training Center.
Awesome. Excellent. Yeah, they both, Ken and Nabil, they're wonderful human beings, and they're definitely looking out for you and your career and making sure that you are appropriately trained with that high level training that they can provide for you. And I see a lot of big things down the pipe for you in your future, my man. And I love this rejuvenated attitude from you with that more professional driven background coming out now. And yeah, I'm really excited for what's laying ahead for you.
I'm a little bit older now, so I also don't have as much time to mess around.
Ain't that the truth, man. I hear you there. Now, what I was leading to there was you're obviously going to keep competing in Muay Thai and kickboxing, boxing, MMA, but there's one discipline that I didn't hear you mention. It happens to be a new discipline, an old discipline come new again, that's sprung back up onto the scene, and that is something called bare knuckle boxing. Is there any interest from you in competing in bare knuckle boxing?
Yeah, actually, one of the reasons why I got into fighting was, like, as a kid, I did get into a couple street fights, and I was pretty lucky to not really get hurt or anything growing up in these street fights. So, but one thing that's always kind of like kept me going is the fact that I got really, really, really big, sharp knuckles.
Yes.
They actually protrude quite far off my hand, and I've never hurt my hands. And when I did get into street fights, my hands have only gotten tougher from hitting the bag and all the sparring and all that kind of stuff. So,
Right.
I mean, even if it was only a one-off and I didn't get, like, if it doesn't go farther, I would at least want to do one, just to say I did it.
Right. Well, I'm here for you on that, man. I support you 100% with that. If there's anything that I can do to help you get yourself a bare knuckle fight, man, I am absolutely down for that. I know that there's a few promoters. We got a promotion in Canada. The Fight Night Corporation has their own brand now, Canadian Bare Knuckle Boxing. They've had some fights on a couple cards now. They're making a big statement here in Canada. I've got some friends down in the States as well. I got some connections there. There's another brand down there, BYB Extreme.
Hello?
But there is one organization down there that I believe that you, Tylor Ninja Nicholson, would be perfect for, and that's an organization that's ran by Dada 5000, and it's called BYB Extreme. Those guys there are absolutely awesome. I'm going to put your name in with them because they got a card. They're out of Miami, Florida now. They put their events on at the Hard Rock there, at the Hard Rock Hotel. So, man, if I could get you onto one of their cards, they've got an amazing 135-pound division. Is 135 pounds a little light for you to fight bare knuckle?
No, I mean, when it comes down to it, that's technically my preferred weight. This last fight was at 140 pounds, which I had a lot of boxing fights at 140, and you know, it's just a bit easier to cut to 40 than it is 35. But
Excellent.
35 is, like I said, it's a weight class where you can win belts in. So I don't really like fighting at catch weights as much.
Yeah. Well, the 135-pound division with BYB Extreme, they've got a beautiful belt. It's going to be contested for, I believe, on their next card. And yeah, if I could get you into that organization, that would be absolutely awesome. But then again, a little closer to home up here in Canada with the Fight Night Corporation, Canadian Bare Knuckle Boxing. I'm telling you, Tom Fiddler and Keith Guy, those guys there, they're doing an amazing job with the Canadian Bare Knuckle Boxing, and it'd probably be a little easier to get you in a fight on there. But we'll see, man. If you're open to the States or Canada, I'm putting your name in with both, and I'll do what I can to try to get you a bare knuckle fight contract.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate it. And like I said, I definitely am interested in at least doing one of them, you know, see how it goes. I think it would be a cool experience. I don't necessarily plan on
making that your home or anything.
Yeah, like I don't plan on like switching over to only bare knuckle.
Right.
But I've had, like, as an amateur, I tried to fight in as many different styles as I could. So I did have a couple grappling tournaments and pancration tournaments. I had boxing, Muay Thai, kickboxing, and MMA fights.
Right.
And I also did a couple like karate point sparring type tournaments. Just
okay.
And I wouldn't mind doing the same thing as a professional. Now I've done pro MMA. I've done pro Muay Thai. I wouldn't mind doing some pro boxing and, like I said, a pro bare knuckle fight as well.
Excellent. Yeah, that's wonderful. You've got a very decorated amateur career. You've been a multiple-time champion as well, and I could foresee that transferring over into your pro career as well, and you becoming a pro champion in mixed martial arts, in boxing, in whatever discipline that you decide that you want to fight in. And I could see you being a multiple discipline champion, holding belts in multiple disciplines consecutively and at the same time. So I'm really, really excited about your pro career, what's ahead for you. And how about you, Ryan, man? What do you think of Tylor if he made the attempt to go in for a bare knuckle fight? You support him on that?
Oh, yeah, I think he'd be fine, to be honest. I've known, obviously, Tylor since forever, so
yeah,
I know what he's capable of when he's using his bare knuckles, and I know that his knuckles hurt because I've been hit by them before.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think he'd be fine. So I think if you can get him a fight, that'd be awesome. I think it'd be cool to watch.
Excellent, excellent. How about yourself? Would you ever compete in a bare knuckle fight?
I don't think I would compete, but I'll train with Tylor.
You'll get him prepared, hey?
Yeah, exactly.
Man, huge respect to you for that. Yeah, man, that's absolutely wonderful. Well, we're running a little short on time here now. We're getting to the end of my my slotting here. I do have one last question for you there, Tylor. You have some tattoos that you got inked on your skin. We saw your tattoo. Let me show off my shirt here that you gave me, the Ninja t-shirt. You've got a tattoo that you got touched up here. I would love to have you on as my very first guest on Tattoo Talk. Would you be interested in coming back one more time and having another interview with me, and we'll discuss your tattoos?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I would love that, man, and especially to have you as my first guest. I think that would be a wonderful way for me to introduce the segment to the world. They'll be familiar with who you are, as well as we get to see that some of that cool ink work that you got done both here and overseas, because you got some pretty sweet looking ink on you.
Yeah, I got a lot of ink put into my skin while we were in Asia, that's for sure.
Yeah. Well, Tylor, Ryan, I really appreciate you gentlemen taking some time out of your day to allow me to do this interview with you gentlemen. And if you have anyone else that you would like to throw a shout out to or anything, now's your opportunity.
Yeah, so obviously all my training partners, Keenan Keller came out to Alberta and made the trip and did a great job helping and cornering and getting me ready for the fight. I really appreciate that. Like I said, Ryan was a big part of it. Ryan kind of drove me around all these different training like appointments that I had, and kind of just did them side by side. Like, he's not training for anything, and he was put through basically the exact same fight camp I was. He was doing the sprints and doing the personal training workouts with me as well. So
yeah,
you know,
I can personally attest Tylor worked really, really hard for this fight.
Absolutely.
So, you know what I mean? Like, he was a big part of that. All the different guys from Titan that came and helped me train at the house. There was a big group of people. They all know who they are.
Yes.
But Skylar Gullickson and Jason Giroux really kind of stepped up and came over way more than I had anticipated. They showed up in my house like 5 times a week in a 7-day span, which,
Right.
you know what I mean? Consistently asking me to train and all that. So they really played a big part. Obviously, again, like my coaches, they're without Ken and Nabil, none of this stuff really happens the way it did, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like,
It does.
they're the ones that have the gym. They're the ones that teach the stuff that they do. And we're the ones who have to learn and try to fucking really put the knowledge out physically.
Yeah.
Like I said, everything that I did in that fight is stuff that I've learned and trained over the years with my coach and my team. So, you know, a big shout out to all of them. I also have my sprint coach, Nabil, and my personal trainer, Luca, who are both a huge part in the success I had in this last fight. So I'd like to give them a shout out. But also, there's a Muay Thai shorts, like, I guess you could say a Muay Thai fight apparel company, Resiliant Fightwear. I won a little Instagram contest and I named a pair of their shorts Red Pools, and they ended up sending me a free pair of shorts. But they've been super, super cool with me ever since then, and very supportive as well. They've stayed in contact and reposted a lot of the stuff that I've put online, and shown me nothing but like kindness and support. So I just like to kind of give them a shout out. They're actually the most comfortable Thai shorts that I own, and I have like quite a few popular different brands. So I was quite impressed with these shorts.
Awesome.
I just, to reward myself for the fight, I made an order of a few pairs and some anklets as well. And I can't wait for them to show up. Like I said, I'll be showing it to everyone and showing them off as soon as it comes. But I definitely recommend them, and I recommend people go on Instagram and check them out as well.
Perfect. We will have the information and the links in the letter body of this interview. And all you fans out there in the world, you can go check them out as well. So Tylor Ninja Nicholson and Ryan Schmidt, one more time, I really appreciate you making some space and time in your day for me to fit in this interview with you gentlemen. It's time for us to sign out today. So with that all said, I am the super fan. He is Tylor Ninja Nicholson, and he is Ryan Schmidt, and we are signing out from the Fonz's office.